Hey everybody, this is Will Lime with Gremlin Outdoors. Today I'm going to show you how I put on beaver tail handles or any other handle that you want to put on. It's all the same process. So this is a self bow that I made. It's like my second one. And I killed this beaver, tanned the beaver tail, and I put it on here for the grip. So this is a pretty simple grip, as you can see. So it wasn't that hard to get it on there, but ones that are a little bit more aggressive make it a little tougher to get the leather on there. But I used artificial sinew to sew it up. I think it complemented the whole bow really well. But on the shark skin bow grip I used this just this brown waxed thread. You'll also need some contact cement, an X-Acto knife or some type of razor, and some sewing needles. Here's the black hunter bow I just did. So I put that grip on there. It's a shark skin grip that I got from Big Jim's Bow Company. So I used the same stitching method on that, but it's way more pliable. You can see how much more aggressive the black hunter grip is than my self bow grip. So the more pliable leather was the way to go. But in this video, we're gonna be putting a grip beaver tail on one of my dad's bows. And I'll show you why we're gonna do that. Here's the bow that we're gonna be adding the beaver tail to. It's a Big Jim Mountain Monarch. My dad likes a little bit of a thicker handle, so he got this putty to form a grip that fits his hand perfectly, and then he's going to sand it down a little bit more, but then we're going to put the beaver tail over it and you'll never know it's there. All right, so I've got the beaver tail rehydrating. It's been like 20 minutes or so. This step varies depending on how aggressive the handle is, so it'd probably be ready to go. It's been 20 minutes. Be ready to go for my self bow handle that's not very aggressive, doesn't have many curves. But for this other bow, it's going to need to be more flexible and pliable. So we're going to leave it in there for a while until I think it's rehydrated enough. I'll give you a time frame once I get it out, but it just differs from bow to bow. But you can tell it's starting to get some flex back in it. It's not near as hard as it was when it was starting out, but I've got a video on how to clean it and everything if you want to know how I did that. But I cleaned this one myself, so go check that out if you don't know how to do that. So we've got the handle kind of sanded down how he likes it, or he thinks he's gonna like it. The first step is to get your contact cement and put a layer of it around the handle where you want it to stick on the handle. Don't put any on this side because you're going to sew that up and you're going to have to peel it off. You can do it right when you're sewing it up, and then when you get done sewing it, kind of press it down. But for this step, you don't want to do that yet. So that's what I'm fixing to do. Fixing to paint on one layer of contact cement just on the area that I want the grip to be. Okay, so once you get a layer painted on there, just kind of a thin layer, like I said, none through there, just one on the sides, on the back, up here in the throat of the grip, all the way around. You can let that dry for a minute. It's not going to take very long to dry on this hard surface. Got the beaver tail out. It's been sitting in there for maybe 45 minutes or so. Gonna add a layer of contact cement to this, and once that kind of gets tacky to where it doesn't lift up off the table when I touch it, then that means it's ready to be put on the bow. So just get a good coating on the grip. So I've got a good layer on there, but let that sit for a second, start to cure, and then we'll put one more layer of it on the, right before we put it on, we'll put one more layer on the handle, on the bow, and then we'll start to put the grip on. So now comes the fun part of getting this joker on there. This part is actually pretty hard. So you just gotta work with it and give it all you got. So I might have to cut the video here in a second. I don't want y'all to see the bad side of me, because this thing will whoop you if you let it. But you just start at the back of the bow. You press down into the throat, and then you just start to wrap it around and just get it down tight. Once you have it down, you'll wrap straps of old t-shirt or elastic bandage around it to hold it down while the glue cures. So I'm fixing to do that real quick. All right, like I said was gonna happen, it was hard as crap to get on there. There may be some wrinkles down in the throat area, down in the deep part of the handle. We'll see. I got that shirt on there as tight as I could in those areas, but we'll just let that sit for a few hours and then we'll come back and check it out and see what it looks like. All right, so what I'm doing here is I've got the grip on there pretty much, but there's some wrinkles right there. So I'm running hot water on it right now. Not hot water, warm water. I'm gonna run it for 10 minutes or so. And then it'll be real soft, soften that up. And I'm gonna get some cord, some rope, and just cinch it down as tight as I can get it through there. And that should push it down. So I'll stay tuned and see what happens there. I got me some paracord. I got it cinched down tight. So if you have that problem, this might work. I'll let you know. All right, so I got it finished. It's got a little bit of a wrinkle right there. Might can get that out with a screwdriver. We'll see. Not too worried about it right now, but what I mean by getting it out with a screwdriver is just getting it pushed down with a screwdriver, but we will see. I messed up right there. I cut it a little too short. It's on me. I'm gonna put a little bit of strip under it and glue it in there so you won't be able to tell as much, but the rest of it looks good. I like how it turned out so far. So now, once that it's dry and everything, you can use the X-Acto knife to cut out the shape however you want to, and then you can sew it up. I like to use the X-Acto knife to poke a little hole through and then run the cord through there, because it's real hard to stick the needles in there and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show you how to stitch it real quick, and then after that you just stitch it up, and I'll add some leather conditioner to moisturize it, and then I'll put some True Oil over it, and that'll kind of keep it fresh and looking good. But let me start sewing it and I'll show you all what that looks like. Okay, this is gonna be kind of hard to see, but I've got the cord and I've got it tied to both needles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on top and go through. I poked a hole. I'm gonna go through this side, all right, and then go on top of the right side and then under the other side. Doesn't matter which side you start on. Just like that. So it should look like that there. Then you'll do the same thing. You kind of get it equal and then go back through again. See, that's kind of shows you how I'm doing it, and then I'll just pull it through. Okay, so to start out, it should look like that. Just go around, just like a loop like that, and then you go down a couple, maybe a 1/8 of an inch or so on both sides. Make another hole, another hole, another hole, and another hole. And what you'll do is the next hole will be, on this side, about right there. You'll take this strand and go over the top, go down through it, and then pull it out. And then same as this side, cross it over this way, down through the top, and pull it out that way. And then it'll just crisscross all the way down. And I'll show you what it should look like in the end. This is the finished product. The stitch job is not it on this one. It turned out looking pretty good. The beaver tail did. There's a few wrinkles in it, but that definitely was not one of my best grip jobs, but it turned out all right. Here's the black hunter I did with same exact method with shark skin. So the grip could look like that, look a lot better, but that beaver tail just didn't work right. So to finish it up, you'll just pull through the bottom hole twice with both sides and then tie a knot. And then you're done. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.